Mother's planet, where the moon sits quietly on the horizon, always watching. Much like myself, much like you. I've seen a lot about Earth, from memories that I can't tell are mine anymore. We have our own type of desert in the Kōri Kingdom. Instead of intense heat and specks of sand, we sit amongst crystallized snow and floating ice. It's time, my dears, to peer into the cursed ice princess, Kōri-Oujo's world of Xylon. To those who attend this fateful festival, Taiyoucon, are you ready to welcome the winter?
Let the ice consume you, let it in, let it rule you. It'll turn you inside out, it'll make them so damn proud. A princess is proper, no teardrop can stop her from destroying it all. Under the guise of perfection, no remedy for this infection. Refuse to believe, can never agree, no will never see eye to eye. You are my ultimate vice. Let's go, baby!
But yeah, that's one of my favorite songs, I would say, on my most recent album, Celestial Curse. And it's, you know, rock metal themed, obviously, and a lot of the songs here, you can tell are kind of that theme as well. But I'm really excited to be here. This is my first ever, like, performance at a convention, so I'm really nervous, and I'm sweating my butt cheeks off, but I'm doing my best, and I'm really excited to be able to share this experience with all of you, and I'm really excited about the set list that we have today. To talk a little bit about Vice and kind of the intro that you saw before. So if you know nothing about me, my name is Kōri. Hi, kind of like Kōri in the House, my favorite anime. But I am basically a person that's been isekai'd into an ice princess's body. My like TLDR on my stream is that I'm a raccoon that got isekai'd into ice princess's body because my personality, like naturally, I'm a raccoon chaotic personality. But in reality, like the deep lore, because I have actually 2 visual novels that I self-produced and wrote and developed and whatnot. It goes a lot in depth on who Kōri actually is, how she came to be, and it's really interesting because I got to play around with the typical isekai trope, and I really wanted to create an isekai story that focuses on the isolation and the loneliness that the isekai person can feel, because for Kōri it's kind of like the most extreme version of that, where like this human girl from Earth basically gets like isekai'd into, what you don't know what isekai means, is just being transported, like their soul gets transported and put into a body on, in this case, in Xylon, which is a magical, like a realm planet. And to make things worse, like she doesn't know the language of the land that she's now in, and it's obviously like this foreign magical world, right? And also she's been isekai'd into an ice princess, which is like a person of power, royalty, right? So I really tried to capture what a character who's been isekai'd could experience, as far as like being isolated and feeling lonely and missing the world that they once came from. Because generally speaking, if you're not aware of like isekai genres, not all of them are like this, but a good like handful of them, they focus on like this like harem-esque thing, which is basically like this guy gets isekai'd and like, you know, 20 million women like fall for him, and like that. I was like, I don't mind it, I have nothing against it, but I don't really personally love like the harem type anime or shows or whatever where everyone's in love with like the main character, you know? And so I thought it'd be fun to kind of like see how I could kind of twist it up and whatnot. And so the songs that you hear today, they are very much inspired by Kōri's lore. I like to have fun on stream and just like play dumb games. And I was recently playing I am playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2, and so I've been having a fun being, you know, YoHallo cowboy and rootin' and tootin' and lootin'. But outside of like the chaos of the stream and whatnot, I really enjoy lore and lore building. I think it's one of the reasons why I really got into VTubing, was the idea that you could play as a character, and then also obviously the creative projects as well. So you could tell I'm doing a concert because I have my own music, and the music is a kind of product of my lore as well. So it's all like intertwined, my creative projects, in some weird way. But I really pride myself on my writing skills, and I went to university, and I have a bachelor's in English with an emphasis on creative writing, so weird flex, but okay. Yeah, you can see how the lore gets reflected in my music, and I really enjoy that, so personally. Anyway, so Vice, the first song that you just heard, was really about Kōri, the main character, the person who got like isekai'd, both like loving and hating. Like it's like you know that like you have to, you need it in order to like live, but like you hate that you need it, basically. It's like one of those things. And that is what I think the real Ice Princess, the person that was Kōri-Oujo before the human girl got isekai'd, basically. I think that's what she is to the human isekai'd Kōri. And by the way, if it ever gets confusing, I call like the isekai'd human from Earth purple Kōri, because that's what the purple eye represents. And then I call the like original Ice Princess the one who like basically she messed up a summoning ritual, and instead of summoning like an omnipotent being, she summoned this raccoon of a personality, human person. I call that original Kōri-Oujo blue Kōri, because that's who represents the blue eye, right? So if you ever get confused, that's what I mean. But it's okay, you don't even really need to understand. Like, what you need to know is that these songs are about loneliness, they're about anger and fear, isolation, things like that. Speaking of isolation, my next song is titled Isolation. It's spelled kind of funny, even though I have an English degree. It was on purpose, I promise. It was to fit the ice theme and be cute, because I'm a nerd, I like stuff like that personally. But this was actually a song that was kind of like the intro, like opening music and music video to my second visual novel game, Celestial Curse. That's actually like what I called it. It's the album name and the VN. Anyway, besides the point, yeah, it is actually like the like opening anime type scene to the second visual novel game. And I think it reflects very well what's happening in the story in the second visual novel, where basically the main character, Purple Kōri, is experiencing a lot of just like loneliness, as I said, right? And with no pun intended, isolation. So without further ado, this is Isolation.
Like you did, or will they betray me, destroy me just like you did, abandon it all just like you did, with the lavender moon silently watching, a vision of hopes and dreams not quite belonging. Sing it! I want to be with you, I want to be with you. Just this once, I'm begging you, I'm pleading you to please give up. That body we shared, those feelings of care, was all just a ruse, a game run or lose. The inevitable fate that tethers us together. All my evil is yours, shall we suffer forever? No, I'll never leave you alone. Time to bow down to my throne. Pay the price for your sins, for
You are my, come on! You are my everything. Shouldn't you give me my reward for all that I've done for you? Pay the price for your sins, for your lies. Pay the price of my life. All I say is that no one but you understand. No one but you can guide this future to be revealed. Water break, actually, if you don't mind. That's some good water. How's everybody feeling? I put my water away. Hope everyone's feeling good. Thank you for obviously being here today and through sitting through all of my craziness. So obviously we just listened to Isolation, and then I went to The Price. The Price was a really important song, I think, to my music creation and ideas, because The Price was kind of like the first song that I did that was like transitioning into like this new like Kōri era of like doing more of like rock, metal, or like kind of deeper musics and sounds. And so definitely like holds a very special place in my heart, The Price. But next, I want to talk a little bit about the next two songs. So it's kind of like a pair. The songs go together, and it's called Content and Lonely But Not Alone. And the time that I actually released these songs was, I think, my 2-year anniversary. I had been streaming for 2 years, and at that time I was kind of like figuring out my content. And I think it's funny though, because it's a relatable song to me even now, because I don't feel like I have it figured out quite yet. You know, I think lately in this last year, I've really figured out that like I want my content to be a lot more of like the IRL events that I do. You know, I've been to, you know, over like 16 or 17 different anime conventions. I've been to a club as Kōri as well. We went to the DNA Lounge in San Francisco, California. And I also got to do like that really cool baseball collaboration. If you didn't know, I was the first VTuber to collaborate with an American baseball team. Yes, we did it before YoHallo Live, not that it's a competition, okay, but I'm kidding. But yeah, we did it with the Frisco Rough Riders out in Frisco, Texas, and it was really fun. And to be able to do that kind of like helped spark the want to continue to do IRL content. And we actually kind of recently announced I'm partnered with a NASCAR driver. Shout out to Michael Klein, our NASCAR racer driver partner. There we go, I'll get it one of these days. And I think it's really opened this like world for me of like, hey, where else can I take VTubing? And so this last year, I've really still been trying to figure out my content. I think it's something where if you're a content creator, it almost never stops. You never stop like really trying to figure out what your content is. But the biggest thing about it is like you want to be happy with whatever you're doing. And your happiness can constantly, like what makes you happy can constantly change. But the most important thing is that no one should be holding your happiness hostage. Whether that be, you know, another VTuber or your audience, you know, or, you know, how many numbers you have, right? Or a VTuber agency or group. Like nobody except for you should hold that destiny. You know, your happiness should always be in your hands. And so I feel like when I was writing content, I definitely felt like I was in a better headspace with my content. I felt a lot more happy because I was doing things that I really wanted to do. And I felt more like I was in control of my happiness, because I felt like the first year or two, it was really like, how much did I enjoy this? And also, you know, how much the numbers affected me. Like, it's embarrassing to admit, but it's gonna affect you, you know what I mean? More than you imagine. And so I wrote content, and then during that time, I had kind of like vowed that I would almost like never work on music again, surprisingly. because I had released my first album, Interstellar Ice, I think May of that year, and I had gotten like backlash from it, not because I said anything wrong, by the way, just to make that very clear, but it was just something where it's like you get the usual like kind of hate-esque comments like, oh, you know, why is a VTuber like your size and you trying to like do music or do an album, like it's just stupid and things like that, right? And so in a lot of ways, I felt like I lost my voice to sing, like my courage and my motivation to make music. I lost a lot of that. And so when I was working on Content, I felt happier. And then I also felt like I wanted to do a song that like helped me express some of the experiences that I had while I was in, like I was already down on the floor. I'd fallen and I can't get up. And like there were people that so-called VTuber friends and stuff like that, quote unquote around the friends, but they would like kick me down while I was down, and so that was really tough for me and just like made me feel like I lost my voice even more. And so I wrote Lonely But Not Alone because I was around other VTubers and VTuber quote unquote friends, but I felt really lonely. I felt isolated, and yeah, so these two songs go together. One of them is to express my happiness, and the other one is to kind of express like the kind of like sadness that I experienced, as well as like finding power within my voice again. So yeah, all right, without further ado, let me take you through Content and Lonely But Not Alone.
That shit really sucked back when I thought I really did something, but now I can see I'm changing up here when I'm blossoming. It's so easy to discredit my honest work, too easy to let those comments just lurk. Fuck it, I won't be a puppet, I will not be lumped in with those who just fake it. Don't need that engagement, cause my entertainment is not a containment. And to my amazement, when from didn't think the hate could get any uglier. Fake friends playing pretend in a big shot. shiny castle. Nothing else matters, no. Fake friends, sparkles like gems. But when the temperature's cold, everything shatters. I think it's time to focus on me. As much as it hurts me to say, 'cause I saw gone, friendship wasn't free. I mean, no disrespect, no shame, can't seem to get away from the fake friends. Like pretend in a big shiny castle. Nothing else matters, no. Fake friends, sparkles like gems. But when the temperature's cold, everything shatters. Thank you for helping me grow, even though you're not around anymore. I hope you find those friends you're looking for, but it ain't me. No, it can't be me. Fake friends, they pretend in a big shiny castle. Nothing else matters, no. Fake friends, sparkles like gems. But when the temperature's cold, everything shatters. Fake friends. Fake friends.
Alright, thank you for listening to that. That was a little bit like sad. Let me drink some water. That's the good stuff. Hope everybody else is staying hydrated. Hope there's some good food there. I'll definitely have to send Ack, the raccoon, out there to go dumpster diving at 3 a.m. when everybody's gone. Alright, so this next song is called Throne. And there's something that I really want all of you to do with this. But let me talk a little bit about the songs first. So with Throne, it was a very experimental song. I want to say this is the song that like I really started to find like my voice in a little bit more, like my style, because it's one thing to make music and one thing to really like own and create your own style, you know what I mean? And so I think with Throne I was starting to kind of figure that out, and I had a lot of fun with it because there's a lot of different elements to this song that are just like exciting, and you won't hear it in, or you wouldn't have heard it in some of the other songs that I released around this time. And this was part of my first album, Interstellar Ice. And so with Throne, here's the thing that I was thinking about. So I was obviously thinking a lot about like the lore, and I thought about how crazy it must be to like be a princess, or like just be royalty in general, because like it sounds like how cool, like, oh, you have like a bunch of people like castle staff like bringing you food and feeding you grapes or whatever. I don't know what royalty does, but you know, like it sounds cool. But I think there's a lot of responsibility that obviously comes with that. Like with great power comes great responsibility, right? And in Xylon, which is a world that Kōri currently is residing in, there's like stuff going on. There's like battles going on outside of the kingdom. And you know, there's other ally kingdoms that Kōri-Oujo, the princess, has to kind of like help manage, and they have like the quote-unquote round table meetings, right, where they like have to come together, and you would hope that it was like pizza, like round table pizza, but no, unfortunately they actually have to have like discussions and stuff, which is not fun. But basically, yeah, so there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being an ice princess, or just a princess in general. And I felt like the song Throne was kind of supposed to like talk about the insanity that I feel like it is to have that much power. Like, what power could drive you to do, essentially, and kind of warp your mindset and whatnot. But here's a fun thing about this song is that if you've never heard of it before, I repeat the word throne. And it'd be really fun if all of you want to get involved, and basically, whenever throne comes up, you just say throne. And you just say the word throne, or sing it if you want. But basically, like, to give you like a rundown, it's like a cappella version. It's like, throne, get on your knees and bow down to my throne. Come your queen and bow down to my throne. So like, you just kind of like keep saying the word throne, basically. So if you want to join in, even if you've never heard the song before, the word is throne, and you just have to be like, throne, throne, throne. Like, you don't even have to be like in key, it doesn't matter, okay? Just have fun with it. If you want to like go throne, like, that's totally fine too. Like, I'm cool with it, okay? That's how the raccoon sounds. But yeah, so just when you see the word throne, you should say it, because like, that'd be cool. And you're like part of the song now. We're doing it together. All right, so without further ado, make sure you say the word throne. We're gonna get into it now. All right, here's my song, Throne.
Call me the queen and bow down to my
for joining me in that cool little thing, doing the throne. I feel like I explained that so poorly, I'm so sorry. Anyway, we did a great job, okay? We did it, we got through it. Okay, so this next song is called Solstice, and like I was talking about with Isolation, where it's kind of like the opening anime MV for the second visual novel, Solstice was actually the kind of opening sequence for the first visual novel. And I think it's a song that like remains like a classic in my community, like everybody loves the song. And it's also, funnily enough, like I never realized how sad the lyrics are. Like it sounds random and weird, but like when you hear it, it sounds like an anime opening. And I feel like, to me, it sounds really like it's fast paced. It sounds nice and fun, but then if you like slowed it down and like actually dissected the lyrics, it's actually kind of sad. So and that's really interesting. How like it sounds like a lot of anime openings are kind of like that though, from the feedback that I've gotten from people. But yeah, so basically with Solstice, it is spelled like souls plus ice, is kind of like the way that like my nerd English degree self saw it, okay? Thought I wanted to be cute again. But Solstice was obviously a song about, again, like the two isekai, or the isekai soul, which is, like I said, purple Kōri and blue Kōri. I think blue Kōri, the original ice princess, is a character who also experiences a type of loneliness just from being like an ice princess. And the reason why she tries to like do this summoning ritual, which is this kind of summoning ritual, is not something that is like native to the Kōri kingdom. The Kōri kingdom, they specialize in like elemental prowess, and so they don't really do summoning rituals. That's actually like what the Rai Kingdom does. And the Rai Kingdom is technically, in their story, the Rai Kingdom is the antagonist of the story. And so basically, Kōri-Oujo, the blue Kōri, original one, had decided to kind of like steal their magic, or their way of using magic, which is through the summoning rituals, and try to do it herself. But instead of like the omnipotent being that she was trying to summon, she got like this dumb raccoon personality human girl who can't do her homework kind of thing. And so yeah, like she gets, purple Kōri gets summoned, but purple Kōri as a character, the human girl, she goes through her own like types of just like figuring life out, right? And she's like also feeling very isolated and confused like in her life on Earth. And so both of these characters kind of like come together, I think, because they both understand this like type of isolation and loneliness that both of them have experienced in different ways, but they can relate to each other very well because of that. And so for me, I see purple Kōri and blue Kōri as characters that they kind of like don't like each other at this current time in the story, but at the same time, like they also believe that one another, they're like the only person that can like understand themselves, right? Like they're the ones who understand like what they're going through it basically. And so it's something where it's like you, like the person that like knows all of your secrets, you know what I mean? Like you want to be able to talk to them about it, but like maybe you guys had like a little bit of a fight, and so you're like, maybe I don't want to talk to you about it right now, but like you know all of these things about me. You're the only person that like I can actually kind of trust with it, but we're just not like able to talk right now for whatever reason. And like that's kind of like what that is, to like summarize. Read the story; it's much more eloquent than what I'm explaining right now with my 2 brain cells. But yeah, I think that's also what Solstice is about, is like this want to be with another person, even though you can't really be with them right now. And also just like the feelings of not necessarily like desire in like a romanticized way, but just like desire to have someone to relate to you, and the desire to like have someone understand the feelings that you experience. So yeah, that's what Solstice is about, and I'm excited to share with you. So yeah, without further ado, let me go ahead and show you Solstice.
comes to the sun. The rays light up the mundane, this quiet world that I'm from. It slips to my memories gone. My entire being is frozen. The feelings of isolation, the wrath, the envy, the terror, the misery pierces my skin, for it feels like forever. Broken shards with no color, I meet eyes with another. Curses give me purpose. My senses fade in and out. I shout, we can be lost together. Live to remembered, as long as I mean something to you. Our worlds finally collide. One body, one mind. You can tell me all your secrets, I will believe it, as long as I mean everything to you. Woo! I raise my hands to the moon. An icy world comes to view. Alone once again, nothing I can comprehend. This body that's not mine, an eye for an eye. Tears I cannot cry, but I will do anything for you. I will believe in your truth. Lost in a world distant from mine, under icicles as they shine, watching a world with no sun. Welcome a new dawn. My senses fade in and out. I shout, we can be lost together, never remembered, as long as I mean something to you. Worlds finally collide. One body, one mind. You can tell me all your secrets, I will believe it, as long as I mean everything to you. Staring at my reflection, but the person in the mirror is no longer me. My senses fade in and out. I shout, we can be lost together, never remembered, as long as I mean something to you. The world's finally collide. You can tell me all your secrets, I will believe it, as long as I mean everything to you. A story's beginning, giving me meaning. Fall into your world, welcome the winter. This last song goes out to Shogun. I appreciate you. Alright. Yeah, okay. Alright. Are you ready for the Saga of Ice? You better be. Come on, Taiyoucon! Welcome to this wondrous world.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.